Hello, episode 20.
Four. We are
Wow.
back.
Me, him, and
Me,
football.
him, and football. We here.
Football, but from a couple's perspective. So if you love the game, this is for you. If you don't love the game and you're learning about it, this is for you as well.
That's right. We're going to start with the game week 22 roundup in the Premier League. Not the most exciting game week we've had, but there were some important results still. We got to talk about AFCON. Ooh, what a final. What a final. We're going to catch you up with what you missed. Linda is going to learn about captains. Aye, aye. What we got?
Couple v the league.
That's right. And the quiz as well, just to see what she knows. Game week 22 in the Premier League. We've got to start off at Old Trafford. Manchester United licking Man City 2-0.
I had faith that Man United would win. Look at last week's episode. Someone didn't believe in the team.
But did she get the right result? We'll find out later. What's more important, Brian Mbeumo, Patrick Dorgu gave them a slapping. And it wasn't just the goals, it was the overall performance. Dominated from start to finish. One of the best Man United performances in years. I can't even remember one like that for a long time. And yeah, Michael Carrick back in interim charge, even though he's not named the interim. So who knows? He might, if he continues just towards the end of the season, we might see him next season.
Wow.
So yeah, Man United are the team to watch at the moment. Aston Villa lost at home to Everton 1-0. So that was the other significant result of the weekend. Thierry Barry, he got the only goal of the game, and that probably kills Villa's title chances. Because both them and Man City, they remain 7 points. In fact, they went 7 points behind Arsenal because Arsenal got a 0-0 draw away at Nottingham Forest. So in isolation, that's not a good result. But given that their two rivals lost last weekend, is that cementing the title for Arsenal?
It might just be.
Yeah, we're going to find out. So yeah, elsewhere, like I said, it was a boring weekend. There was a couple of 0-0s, a couple of 1-0s. No game had more than 3 goals in it. So yeah, not one for the history books for the Premier League. More excitingly, AFCON. Morocco, Senegal. Wasn't the best final up until the closing stages. So Senegal, they had a goal disallowed. Abdoulaye Seck supposedly fouled Achraf Hakimi. So Abdoulaye Seck, he nods it on. His teammate scores. Adjudged to have fouled Hakimi by pulling him. It was so soft. The goal should have stood. All right. So that was in what minute was that in? That was in the closing stages. 92nd minute. So we're in injury time, right? 95th minute. Brahim Diaz, the other end, gets fouled for Morocco. Again, El Hadj Malik Diouf, adjudged to have fouled him. Very soft. I wouldn't have given the penalty. Goes to VAR. The ref awards the penalty. Chaos. Senegal, they're feeling injustice. Walk off the pitch.
But not all of them walk off the pitch.
Not all of them walk off the pitch. But enough of them to where the match is delayed for 16 minutes. Sadio Mane, he galvanizes his team, tells them, they got to do it for their country. So they come back out after a 16-minute delay. Brahim Diaz takes a penalty, but he takes it in the worst way possible. He Panenkas it. We've covered a Panenka before. You know what a Panenka is?
Yes, somebody covered before.
So a Panenka is when you just chip the ball delicately. Now, that's not the time to chip the ball delicately when your nation hasn't won the African Nations Cup for 50 years in front of your home fans on home soil. In injury time. So this is going to win the match and the championship. He does it.
That goal is not going.
The ball drifts into Edouard Mendy's hands. And Brahim Diaz, he's heartbroken. I initially, like many people, thought he must have done it on purpose. Because why would you take a penalty like that? But then you see his reaction.
He really thought it was a thing.
He thought it was a thing. He wanted that aura, that Instagram moment. That was going to be remembered for decades. And it didn't work out like that. So we go into extra time, and Pape Gueye, rocket of a left foot shot, top bins. Senegal end up winning 1-0. This is me trying to rush through it all.
Yeah.
I haven't even mentioned the ball boys trying to rip the towel of Senegal's reserve goalkeeper because he wanted to hand it to Edouard Mendy so he could, wipe his gloves, have more grip, and wipe the ball. The ball boys tried to rip the towel off the reserve goalkeeper. I like the way he wasn't having it. So yeah, I tried to whiz through that, and it still felt like a lot. Going through it in real time, I've never seen anything like it in
was a lot.
football.
It was a lot.
It was an AFCON to remember. So off the back of their AFCON win, Senegal's president announced some nice bonuses, juicy bonuses for the team and the staff. So for the players, 115,000 euros each, plus 1,500 square meters of land
Come on.
in Petit Côte, which is in the Dakar region.
Come on.
And federation members also received 75,000 euros each, plus 1,000 square meters of land in the same region. So it pays to be successful,
it pays to win.
Speaking of AFCON, Mo Salah. He returned from Egypt and he played for Liverpool in the Champions League. And remember how before AFCON, there was the big fallout between Salah and his Liverpool manager Arne Slot? Well, Slot had complimentary things to say about him after Liverpool beat Marseille 3-0, saying how impressive it was for Salah to play 90 minutes, having had only one training session back with the team. So maybe all is well at Anfield again. Will he stay or will he go? We'll see. Man City, they've been splashing the cash. They signed Mark Gurhey from Crystal Palace for £20 million. So for Palace, they either had to sell him now at a cut price, because 20 million is cheap for someone of Gurhey's caliber. Otherwise, they would have lost him at the end of the season for free, because he would have been out of contract. So it was a great cut price deal for Man City. They probably need to save some money, because since January 2025, last January, they spent £430 million on players.
Wow.
They basically got a whole new team.
Wow.
So, yeah. But it's been a turbulent week for Palace, because their manager, Oliver Glasner, he announced in a press conference he's leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He wants a new challenge, and Palace's form has taken a nosedive in recent months. So now they've lost their captain. Their manager's announced he's going. Remember, they lost Eze, who's probably their best player in the summer. And so where do they go from here? Oh, I forgot to mention, their main striker, Jean-Philippe Mateta, he also wants to transfer out now.
Lord.
So all is not well in South London.
Meanwhile, you might not know, it's currently the FA Cup for the women. So it was their fourth round proper last week, and there were a lot of mad goals. So there was Everton beating West Bromwich 5-0. There was Chelsea, who are the current champions, beating Crystal Palace 5-0. So Crystal Palace men's and Crystal Palace women's not having the best time. There was Tottenham v Leicester, once again 3-0. There was a 6-0 Man City v Bournemouth. That's not even the worst one. Man United, they're having a good time right now. They beat Burnley, should I say, 5-0. But the maddest one was Charlton. Charlton beat Swindon Town 10-0.
Listen, the men can learn from the women, because as I said, the Premier League was boring last weekend. We need some more goals. Also, shout out to Man United women, because they reached the final of the League Cup, and they're going to play Chelsea. First time Man United women have reached the final of that competition.
Come on.
El Capitan. What does it mean to be a captain in football? It means, generally, well, you know what? It doesn't mean the same thing in all countries, So in England, it's really an embodiment of the manager. So typically, a captain will represent their manager. So Roy Keane, Sir Alex Ferguson, that's kind of like the most famous one.
Okay.
Sir Alex Ferguson, full of fire. Roy Keane embodied that on the pitch. Ferocious, winner's mentality, win at all costs.
Okay.
But in some countries, the captain is, kind of like the elder statesman, or, it's not necessarily, just based on who the best player is or the most important is.
I always thought it was a striker.
No. Captain could be anyone. Literally. Goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, or striker. Me personally, I prefer my captains to be a central defender or a central midfielder, because they're in the thick of it, and, especially central defenders, they can see everything going on in front of them.
Okay.
But central midfield's all right, because they're the driving force. But at least they used to be. But as I say, captain could be anyone these days. I'm trying to think in the Premier League at the moment. You've got Martin Odegaard. He's a different type of captain to, say, Roy Keane. Very soft. Leads more by example than with words.
Was David Beckham ever a captain?
Of course. He was England captain. Thierry Henry. So he would have been, when he was at Arsenal, initially he would have had Tony Adams and then Patrick Vieira. So possibly not. Okay. I mean, he would have been captain on occasion, but not the main captain. Some of the other famous captains, I say Tony Adams for Arsenal, inspirational captain. Vincent Kompany for Man City, won lots of titles. But, go back to people like Diego Maradona. Germany, Franz Beckenbauer, Der Kaiser, won the World Cup as a player and a manager. One of very few people to do that. So, the captain, They assume responsibility. Now it's supposed to be only the captain who talks to referees.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was issued as directive at the start of the season, but it seems to be all players who still talk to the referee. So I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, the captain, he's, he wears the armband, and it's a pretty, how do you call it?
Prestigious.
Yeah, not even prestigious, but just a sign of authority and kind of like importance.
All right, quiz time. Let's get it.
Yeah, just a little one on the Premier League. So, question one.
Mhm.
Who did Wolves beat to get their first win of the season? Was it A, West Ham, or B, Everton?
West Ham.
Correct.
Yeah.
1 out of 1. Question two. Who became the first player in Premier League history to score a hat-trick in the North London derby? That's Arsenal versus Tottenham.
Okay.
Was it A, Bukayo Saka, or B, Eberechi Eze?
Eberechi Eze.
Oh, she's been paying attention. 2 out of 2.
Come on.
All right. Final question 3. Erling Haaland is the Premier League's leading scorer.
Okay.
Currently.
Yeah.
Who is second? Is it A, Ollie Watkins, or B, Igor Thiago?
Oh, I don't know this one. My gosh, Ollie Watkins.
She failed. Igor Thiago. 2 out of 3. Not bad. Now, I'm not being biased, but we've got to spotlight Man United again for the second week in a row because they are playing Arsenal. So it's the league leaders. The most classic Premier League fixture of all time, in my opinion. Going back to the days of Sir Alex and Arsene Wenger. Pizza getting thrown at people. Bust-ups on the pitch. Honestly, the Premier League is where it is because of that fixture. It's not quite the same now. Arsenal, Man United, they're not really directly competing for anything. But there's a lot on the line. Arsenal, obviously, going for the title. Man United, trying to get Champions League places.
Yeah.
As we've covered, Carrick had a great return. Can Manchester United carry that momentum? Arsenal won in the Champions League, so they've had a good win, but they did stutter in the Premier League against Nottingham Forest. So where are the key matchups going to be? Possibly the midfield. Declan Rice, who's been the driving force, player of the season candidate. But Casemiro's come back to form. Kobbie Mainoo is now back in Man United's team. Honestly, some of the football they played last week was superb. Michael Carrick simplified things from Ruben Amorim's complicated 3 at the back system. Now it's just a simple 4-2-3-1. Everyone knows what they're doing. I think this is going to be... I don't think Arsenal are going to have this all their own way. They've got troubles up front. Victor Gyökeres hasn't really worked out as a striker. Gabriel Jesus is back in. I know he scored in the Champions League, but he's not really their main option. So, yeah, it might be tough to break Arsenal's defence, but I don't know if they were going to pose as much trouble the other way. So, it's going to be a good one.
Couple v the league. This is game week 22. We're currently sitting 17-18. So let's see if things are going to take a turn. All right. So the big one, Man U v Man City. What were the results, please?
The result of that was 2-0 to Manchester United.
None of us got that right.
None of us got that right. Well, looks like someone's got some work to do still, eh?
Okay, Chelsea v Brentford.
Chelsea v Brentford. That was... Sorry, my thing's messing up. 2-0 Chelsea, sorry. 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea.
2-1. Leeds v Fulham.
Leeds v Fulham was 1-0 Leeds.
Liverpool v Burnley.
Liverpool v Burnley, 1-1.
Tottenham v West Ham.
Tottenham v West Ham, that was Tottenham 1, West Ham 2.
Oh, gosh. Sunderland v Crystal Palace.
Not so easy, is it? Sunderland 2, Crystal Palace 1.
You didn't get that right either. Nottingham Forest v Arsenal.
Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0.
Oh, no, but exact. Wolves v Newcastle.
Wolves 0, Newcastle 0.
Aston Villa v Everton.
Aston Villa 0, Everton 1.
Nope. And finally, Brighton v Bournemouth.
Brighton v Bournemouth was Brighton 1, Bournemouth 1.
Gosh, no one got anything right that week. Okay, moving on. So first off, we have West Ham v Sunderland. I'm going to say it's going to be 1-1 for these two.
Ooh, West Ham Sunderland. I want to go 1-0 Sunderland.
All right.
Yeah.
Then we have Burnley v Tottenham. I think it's going to be Tottenham's game. So 0 to Burnley and 2 to Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham are good away. I'm gonna say 3-1 Tottenham.
All right, Fulham v Brighton. I think this might be a little bit tough for both of them. So I'm going to say 2-2.
Yeah, they're 11th and 12th. I'm gonna say, but Fulham at home. I'm gonna say Fulham 2, Brighton 1.
All right, then we've got Man City v Wolves. Man City are taking this. I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1.
Don't know. Wolves unbeaten in 4. Ooh, it's gonna be tough for City to break them down. I'm gonna say Man City 1, Wolves 1.
All right, Bournemouth v Liverpool. I'm going to say Liverpool are going to get this. I'm going to say 1 to Bournemouth and 2 to Liverpool.
You've lost the menu, so that changes things. I'm gonna say 2-2.
Brentford v Nottingham Forest. Oh, not too sure here. I'm going to say 2-0 to Brentford.
I'm also saying 2-0 to Brentford.
Then Crystal Palace v Chelsea. I think Chelsea are going to take this one. I think it's going to be 1. Oops, this thing is falling down. 1 to Crystal Palace and then 3 to Chelsea.
Yeah, Crystal Palace in 3-4. I'm gonna say 2-0 Chelsea.
All right. Then we've got Newcastle v Aston Villa. I feel like both clubs are, I don't know, they're figuring things out right now. So I say it's going to be a 2-2 draw.
Newcastle's captain and then star midfielder Bruno Guimaraes might be out with injury. So I'm going to go Aston Villa 2, Newcastle 1.
All right. The one we spotlighted, Arsenal v Man United. I won't lie, I'm not backing the kids on this one. I think it's going to be 2 to Arsenal, 1 to Man United.
Nah, we'll get a point. I'm going 1-1.
And then finally, Everton v Leeds. I don't know what's happening to either of these teams. So I'm going to just pluck this decision out of the air. I'm going to say 0-0. I haven't done that for a while.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, one of the star strikers of this season, back at his old club, Everton. But I think Everton are going to keep a clean sheet. They're quite good at that. So I'm going to go 2-0 Everton.
So 2 to Everton and 0 to Leeds.
Yes.
All right, let's see what happens next week. And that is a wrap on another episode. Thank you for joining us. As always, connect with us. Like, follow, subscribe. There's Twitter, aka X,
Insta,
TikTok,
YouTube,
email,
mehimandfootball@gmail.com.
and we will see you next week.